Russia's perspective on NATO's engagement with Central Asian countries. Since the end of the Cold War, NATO's partnership program has been actively reaching out to various countries around the world. In recent years, the organization has been increasing its engagement with Central Asian countries with the aim of enhancing regional security and stability. However, Russia has voiced concerns about NATO's growing presence in the region, particularly as it sees Central Asia as part of its traditional sphere of influence. This article will examine Russia's perspective on NATO's engagement with Central Asian countries and explore the implications for regional security and stability. One of Russia's main concerns about NATO's engagement with Central Asia is the potential for the alliance to expand its military presence in the region. In recent years, NATO has been working to strengthen its relationships with countries such as Uzbekistan, Kazakhstan, and Turkmenistan, which all share borders with Afghanistan. As Russia sees it, any expansion of NATO's military presence in these countries could pose a threat to its own security, as well as to the stability of the region as a whole. This concern is particularly acute as Russia has its own military bases in the region, such as the Kant Air Base in Kyrgyzstan. Moreover, Russia is also concerned about the possibility of NATO's engagement with Central Asia leading to heightened tensions between the organization and China. China is a key player in Central Asia, with significant economic and security interests in the region. The Chinese government has expressed concern about NATO's growing presence in Central Asia, and there is a real risk that any increase in tensions between the two powers could destabilize the region further. As Russia has close ties with China, any such tensions could also negatively affect Russia's relationship with China, an important strategic partner. Another area of concern for Russia is the potential for NATO's engagement with Central Asian countries to lead to greater political and economic influence in the region. As NATO works to build relationships with countries such as Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, and Tajikistan, it is inevitable that some level of political and economic influence will be exerted. For Russia, this is a worrisome prospect, as it sees Central Asia as part of its own sphere of influence. While NATO has not explicitly stated that it has territorial ambitions in the region, Russia remains wary of any attempt to exert influence in its backyard. Perhaps most significantly, NATO's engagement with Central Asian countries risks exacerbating existing tensions between Russia and the West. Since the end of the Cold War, Russia and NATO have had an uneasy relationship marked by periodic bouts of tension and conflict. As NATO increasingly engages with countries close to Russia's border, it is likely that this relationship will come under further strain. Russia has already expressed concerns about NATO's enlargement and its support for countries such as Georgia and Ukraine, which Moscow sees as an encroachment on its sphere of influence. Overall, Russia's perspective on NATO's engagement with Central Asian countries is one of caution and concern. While the West sees its engagement as a way to promote regional stability and security, Russia perceives it as a threat to its own interests and a potential source of conflict. Given the complex security challenges facing the region, it is imperative that both sides find ways to cooperate and stave off the threat of further instability. If not, the region could become a new battleground in the growing global competition between Russia and the West, with potentially disastrous consequences for the people of Central Asia.